Here we go, guys, the final film in the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Welcome back to part 6 of my Star Wars series of reviews that I am doing leading up to episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'm going to be reviewing the final film in the original trilogy. That is Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Directed by Richard Marquand and starring all the original cast members that you already know. That is right, guys. Like all of my Star Wars series of reviews, they are all spoiler-filled. So if you have not seen the Star Wars movies yet, what are you doing? Go watch them leading up to The Last Jedi. And if you have seen them, this is spoiler-filled. So let's talk about Return of the Jedi. The Empire is building a new Death Star. Luke has to face Vader once again to become a Jedi, and he knows that Darth Vader is his father. Yoda says to him, you have to face him in order to be the Jedi you want to be. And this film goes in a lot of dark places. This is the first film in the original trilogy where we see the Emperor finally involved in the mix. Han, Leia, Chewie, C-3PO, R2-D2, Lando Calrissian are all on an adventure to fight the Empire on Endor to end this battle between the Empire and the Rebel Alliance. After seeing Return of the Jedi many times, I've always enjoyed it. However, it is the weakest installment in the original trilogy. A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back are amazing. And Return of the Jedi does have some flaws in it. It is not perfect, but it is a fun adventure from start to finish. It's a really fast-paced movie. One of the fastest-paced Star Wars movies, in my opinion. There are some elements which I'll dive into in the negatives, but overall, it's a great conclusion to the original trilogy. So let's talk about the positives. The way that this movie opens is very intense. We see the Empire, Darth Vader coming out of his ship, confronting the leader, saying that the Emperor is coming to see their progress. And you see the nervousness in the leader's face. He's like, we shall double our efforts. Some people may complain about the way that this movie opens, that the Empire really doesn't do much in this movie. You know, Darth Vader and the Emperor are trying to find Luke, trying to turn him to the dark side. And it's cool to see a new direction, but it didn't really bother me. I just really love the way this movie opens. The first 45 minutes take place at Jabba's palace. We see Jabba the Hutt finally in action, and if you own the special editions, Jabba the Hutt appears in New Hope, but this was really the first film where we saw Jabba the Hutt. I love the design on Jabba the Hutt. He's really big, he looks fat and disgusting, and he just gives the iconic voice of Wah Kavichana Kolo Solo. Really that intimidating presence, just the funniness, but the way that Jabba looks, the practical effects looks amazing. Let's talk about Luke in this film. My God, he is a lot more badass in Return of the Jedi. I love the way Luke enters in Jabba's palace. He's like, you will give me Captain Solo and the Wookiee or else you will die. He kicks so much ass, Luke, in this film. It's amazing. And of course, we see that Han Solo is still frozen in carbonite. And I love the scene where Leia breaks him free, melts him, and she saves him. That's a really sweet moment right there. It just shows the great romantic relationship between Leia and Han. And then we have the huge action sequence that goes down at the Rancor pit. It's really fun, awesome. John Williams' score is fantastic in that action sequence. Boba Fett dies, and that's one of the most controversial deaths in film history. Boba Fett, what the hell happened to him? Why did he die? Yeah, that kind of shocked me too. Boba Fett was such a cool character. Continuing in the action sequences. The action sequences here are fantastic. The end action sequence in Endor. One of the best action sequences in the Star Wars universe. It's great. The ship's exploding. All the TIE fighters, the X-Wings, it's just all great. The cinematography is something that really caught my eye on this fourth viewing of Return of the Jedi. The movie came out in 1983. Just the sequences on the planet of Endor, it's extremely well shot. All the dark scenes and the light scenes really do fit in extremely well. My biggest positive is the arc between Vader and Luke, where we see it go down in this film. Luke and Vader confront each other once again. Luke's trying to turn him to the good side. Vader's like, I can't turn, I can't dethrone my emperor. The whole story here between Luke and Vader, the final showdown, Luke going to the emperor as well, is just the best parts of this film. I do want to talk about Yoda's death in this movie. Yes, Yoda does die. It's very sad indeed to see Yoda die. In that little sequence, we do find out, he says in his final words that there's another Skywalker, and it's Leia. Leia is Luke's sister, and we all knew this from the start. We pretty much know this was going to happen, and I like the way the movie went in that direction. But now we must talk about the final 20 minutes of Return of the Jedi. Luke and Vader are fighting each other once again. There's some really great scenes in this final act. Vader's trying to find Luke in this really dark room, and just the lines that Vader says is amazing. If you won't turn to the dark side, then suppose your sister. So, you have a sister. Luke just goes all in and just beats the shit out of Vader and cuts his arm off. Total revenge right there. It's just fantastic. The Emperor is electrocuting Luke to death. It's just really tough to watch. Vader throw the Emperor right over the balcony and kill him. As we can see that Vader does have a good side to him. He dies a hero at the end. When Vader dies at the end, Luke takes his mask off, and then Vader's just like, go, my son. And then Luke doesn't want to let him go. It's just really great scenery right there. Seeing Vader under the mask. And we've seen him under the mask in the prequels, but here in the originals, it's just really great to see. Now, as much as I love Return of the Jedi, it does have some flaws. Let me just go over my negative section. There's a lot of green screen effects in Return of the Jedi. For example, the sequences of them on those speed racers where we see them in the woods. The green screen in those sequences looked really bad. They just look like green screen effects that you could do in your background when you're shooting movie reviews. Yeah, they didn't look that great. And this is the film where we get introduced to the Ewoks in this film, and the Ewoks really didn't do anything for me. Yeah, they do get involved in the action sequences, but them as characters, they just walk around and say stuff, and they just celebrate for no reason. The Ewoks just kind of get on my nerves, and they really didn't add much to the film. In the end, guys, Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, is a great conclusion to the original trilogy. I had a lot of fun watching this movie many times. It's really great. The characters are great once again. The action's great. Some story elements could have been better. Some of the green screen looks really dated today. All in all, Return of the Jedi is the greatest conclusion of one of the best trilogies of all time. On my rating scale, I'm gonna give Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, that was my review for Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. What are your thoughts on this film? Let me know down below. Do you love it? Think it's okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let me know. The originals and the prequels are done. Now it's on to The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, ranking on all the Star Wars movies. Rogue One, I've already reviewed Rogue One last year on my channel if you want to see it, so won't be reviewing Rogue One, but look out for all those videos. And if you want to see my reviews on the other Star Wars movies, the playlist is on my channel and it's in the link in the description below. Thank you guys as always for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!